Hey, well, this is a quick video on the one thing. So I mentioned this in the last couple of videos. I want to talk about the one thing that I did as a new practice owner to really bump up our billings. So we've been really fortunate and bumped up our billings by 7 figures this year, which we're really excited about. So the one thing that we concentrated on was thinking about this in the framework of how do we grow our billings as an individual. And I put something up like this before, I think, on some of the Facebook groups, but as an individual GP, how are you going to increase your billings? Really, there's only 3 main ways that you can do it. You can see more patients down here. That means either working more hours, doing shorter appointments, as in fitting more patients in. That can be tricky. Working more hours can be okay if you're only part-time, pick up a few more days, things like that. But it can be tricky to see more patients. Like if you're already seeing 30 a day, how do you see, 40? That's a big increase. So that can be a really tricky thing. Some easier things to do in regards to that might be, for example, doing follow-up of your results with telehealth, things like that, which can be easier to fit in, especially if you're working part-time. You might do that on, say, a day that you work from home. The other thing you can do is privately bill more. So either privately bill more patients, as in your overall percentage, or increase the private billing amount that your patients are paying per consult. That's a way to increase your own billings, or improve your own MBS education. So I'm an MBS educator with Business for Doctors. We go about that, how to improve your billings. So they are the 3 main ways that you as an individual would increase your billings. Now there's one main other way that you would do it as a practice, as a business. So let me scroll down. Oh, that's worked pretty well. Let me move this one here. So if you're a practice owner or a business, I put here, you can still see more patients or privately bill more or improve your billings. Those options are all available. The one thing that we tried to focus on at Condamine was actually not those 3 things. It was recruit more doctors. The main reason why is that you could put all of these 3 things, seeing more patients, privately billing more, improving MBS education, underneath the recruit more doctors. So I thought this was actually at the top of our functional framework of how to grow the business. That was the thing that we concentrated on. Now I know it's a bit of a cliche, just recruit more doctors. Like, that's easy, right? Like, that's why didn't I think of that before? That's so obvious, right? Like, why don't we just click our fingers and make those doctors appear? Now, I'm in a rural GP practice. Recruiting doctors is actually really hard. GPs, like all professionals, non-GP specialists, etc., like working in the city. So how do you create a place where GPs want to come and work at your practice? So we'll talk more about that in my following videos. The thing that we did is we really focused on what can we offer the GPs as our customer. So that's the way that we sort of thought about things. I know it's a funny thing to think about it. If you're a medical center, you think, we need to get patients. Patients are our customers. My thought was that if we treat the GPs right, treat the doctors right, they will treat their patients right. Patients will love going to their GPs, and the GPs will come loving to work for us at our practice. So the idea being that if we can look after our customers being the GPs, the contractors, the registrars, etc., that's an easy way to recruit more doctors. GPs are pretty good at filling their own books. We have our guidelines, which says patients need, these vaccines and these care plans, and if they're diabetic, they get this, and if they're over 75. So one single patient actually is multiple appointments during a year. Now I'm going to do another video on that specific thing, the concept of lifetime value and customer acquisition cost. So the idea of how do you generate patient leads, patient customers. I know I've just said GPs are your customers, but how do you generate more patients for your GPs, and then how do you increase the lifetime value of those customers? Your general lifetime value is more for your older patients, less for your younger patients who don't come and see the GP that much because they're healthy. So how can we increase that? Now that comes under improve MBS billings. But like I said, I'm going to put all of this, let's see if I can do this, and put it all under, that sort of worked, all under recruit doctors. So if I get more doctors, I can improve their billings, do some more private billing. So they can see more patients if they wish, or not, whatever they want to do, privately bill more, improve their education, so I can do education at scale as opposed to just doing it by myself and improving my own business. So that's what we sort of tried to focus on. That's the framework that I use. I'm going to do a few more videos on like how did we specifically look at recruiting more doctors, that lifetime value equation that we talked about as well. Just quickly, in terms of recruiting the doctors, the specific things that we did, so LinkedIn we found was really good. Facebook in the context of personal branding. I'm on Facebook a lot, but it's actually a great way of recruiting docs. So Facebook worked really well. LinkedIn worked really well. The other thing is providing a great registrar experience. So we do our MBS education. We do a lot of clinical teaching. So that costs time and money, but it pays back in terms of your recruitment efforts. So hopefully this made sense in terms of a framework and the way that I've thought about it. Doctors as customers, how we recruit them, a few little things. I'm going to expand further in some more videos on recruitment process and lifetime value. All right, thanks everyone. we'll catch you next video. Bye.